And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, yes. That's right, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's the last live show of the week for The Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm Big J. Oakerson. That handsome son of a bitch across from me, as per usual, Danny Sodes.
Don't mind me, I'm just hydrating, dude. That's my new thing. Hydration Dan. Gotta pee clear. It's good for you. Wash yourself out. Our guest on the show, staring at me like an asshole. Good friend to the show, real life, all that jazz. Nate Bargatze, everybody.
Thank you.
He's going to be on the Tonight Show this Thursday or Friday?
Tomorrow.
You're taping.
Spoiler alert.
Tomorrow, yeah. Get right into it.
What is supposed to be? He's not Sting in '99.
What's your big closer? Go on.
I don't want my fans to know until it's a big surprise.
Guys, go check YouTube. Guess who did the Tonight Show last night? You're bad at promoting yourself?
You got to be on some sort of a list at this point with like Joan Rivers and shit for Tonight Show appearances.
Are you guest hosting soon?
That's what I'm hoping.
Oh, dude, Nate, that'd be great. Nate's like, I gotta come to New York.
Man.
I gotta guest host the Tonight Show.
I don't know why I've seen Nate. I think he's, if not my favorite, one of my favorite comics in the world. I think he's hilarious.
Probably your favorite.
But probably my favorite. but Nate, for some reason, Nate monologues and just wearing the suit and everything, goes, okay, what's happening in the world, everybody?
Oh, dude, I like the one where Nate's in it.
There's some pretty crazy things going on. Bus crash down in a bunch of Indian folks, they're telling me.
Native American. Someone just yells at him.
He goes, well, we got a great show tonight. Also, this happened real quick. Just back into the monologue.
A bus crash.
Yeah, a bus. Did I do the bus crash joke?
He said,
I think this just happened.
My insurance doesn't take casino credits. We got a great show for y'all tonight.
Lincoln Park is here.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
And I find out the guy from Lincoln Park's not here.
He goes,
what's
no.
that?
Oh, no, I said I wanted him
Yeah. They're not all here?
at all.
Oh.
Yes. Great show, folks. Lincoln Park's there. I love that. And from the San Diego Zoo, Miss Joan Ambry.
Someone first time. I don't even get Jack Hanna. I don't even get him. I got offered Jack Hanna, and I go, I met a girl at the San Diego Zoo. I know a girl at the Nashville Zoo that's right off of Nolensville Road. She's a good girl.
Vandy fan.
She's a Vandy fan. We're going to bring her in. She did not bring animals. She couldn't get them here for the flight.
When did you go back to Nashville?
Monday.
Of course.
Yeah.
I know, you're going.
This weekend, yeah.
I know. Guess who's coming to your show?
Larbar?
Yep.
Hells yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You were on the list of her things to do.
Hell yeah.
And the full list was like to take, I don't even know, something.
She goes, heckle
Big
Jay.
830.
Does she believe in the Old West rules? While you're away, I have to come take care of her now?
Yeah.
You have to go. If we heard a noise, we're going to call your hotel.
Yeah.
And you got to drive over.
I got to take her shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
We need groceries.
She goes, Jay, gutters.
Check on my girls, Jay. Check on my girls.
You have to watch over them.
I go, sorry, ma'am. Just come through trying to do the right thing.
Well,
take care of my friend Nate's family. I promised him I would, and here I am.
Well, little Harper, looks like I'm your dad now. Your father's gone east.
Get over
for
here.
a prosperous haul.
I want you to understand, I never want to replace your dad. I just hope one day you can call me friend.
Now, let's go play Tea Party.
Teddy bear.
She goes, thanks, Dad. And they're like, oh, shit, that was quick.
I go down there and I go, Harper, I will be a terrible father. Good news, Winnie the Pooh every
He
morning.
does Winnie the Pooh. I think the last one was she's starting to like.
She noticed?
When I get Winnie the Pooh to call during the day from my phone, she's starting to put it together.
When she was really small, it blew her mind.
Oh, God, it was unbelievable.
I would call.
She's gonna be like, I'm 15, Uncle Dan.
I go, well, sometimes Harper needs to understand that Uncle Dan's having a hard time. Maybe Winnie the Pooh had a lackluster relationship with a girl that he thought it was going to work out.
Hey, Harper, Uncle Pooh wants to know, are any of your friends developing early?
Harper!
Winnie! Get off the phone, Winnie!
I want to know, you're on the swim team now. Are there any girls in the year above you that are, I don't know, broken?
What are your thoughts on FaceTiming me from the locker room?
Oh, no, the camera facing away, of course. Act like you're checking your texts. Just,
She's like, Uncle Pooh, everyone's going to know my phone's up. He goes, tell them you can't see without your glasses, does, and you have to hold it close to your face.
Tell them that you have an astigma.
It's a rare eye disorder. No one's going to challenge your trust, Uncle Pooh.
Uncle Pooh was an optometrist.
I like that this started with a very sweet thing that you do for my 5-year-old daughter.
If anybody says anything, please don't say I'm involved. I've already got a case pending in Poughkeepsie.
I've got a lot on the line. I got a whole family.
Listen, bitch, I stand to lose far more than you.
I'm friends with your father, but I will ruin you.
I promise you we'll both be in so much trouble.
Do what you said when Harper would be as her dad. Harper talking about her dad, like real Southern belle.
Oh yeah. Oh, with her. Oh,
Yeah.
with Harper.
Yeah.
If she was with us, with
Do you know who my father is?
My father's Nate Nathaniel Bargetzi. I was used when she was a baby. I'd go Harper Blair Bargetzi, Harper Blair, because that's her. Like it's such a Southern
give her
name.
social out while you're at
I
it.
go 057-044-58. By the way, address, and I'm just going to let you know she's allergic to shellfish. So just pepper
First
some
2
shellfish.
callers get her social. Lines lit up.
Guys, they are hopping. Oh boy, everybody's going to know her kindergarten schedule.
That's holy. How old is she now?
5.
Wow. And where's she go to
Isabella
school?
was
When is
5.
she alone?
Remember when Isabella was 5?
I do remember.
I do
Isabella was
remember
5.
that.
That's when Isabella was 5.
She had Kurt Metzger running around. She got broken in quick.
You can fly. You can fly. Kurt's telling her.
You can do anything you want, though. You just believe it.
I'm gonna go to bed. He lived there. I'll go to my room. You go to your room.
Yeah, no, and tell me if the monsters come back.
Kurt's a fantastic godparent in the element of what you want a godparent to be.
Not there.
Not there. He's not overbearing. But when he sees her, he comes up off cash or presents, and that's what else he do. She knows him.
You got to step to
He
it.
makes her laugh.
He's gonna come back and get that cash from her, and they comes
They
back.
text every once in a while, and she is
yeah.
with you. Isabella, I know you're on the soccer team.
Yeah.
When you're in the locker room, can you please FaceTime me?
FaceTime me again. Faced out. Also, Lewis sucks.
You think they're not going to believe? You think they're not going to believe that you have astigmatism?
You know what? Let them see it. Who cares?
Show them my face. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
It's just a nose and eyes.
Yeah.
She's my goddaughter. It's okay.
I'm allowed to be in here.
Still one of my favorite days ever in New York is when everybody came over. We were all pretty new friends to some degree, and we all came over to play, I think, Grand Theft Auto 4 at my house. I got it, and it was the Russian one.
Yeah.
And Dan was just murdering the room with the Russian accent.
This is when it was born.
Yeah.
Was it?
I mean, the story happened before that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it was me doing the bit was around that time, and I was hanging out with you, and I told you that story.
Yeah.
And you were like, how do you not do that as a bit? But yeah, we were playing Grand Theft Auto 4, and the main character was a Russian guy.
And Dan was just killing in the room, saying funny things in this Russian accent, and I was taking shots at, and just Nate, it was the most adorable thing. Nate went, yeah, he goes, this Russian guy's all like, don't you big, I can't do voices. That's such a sweet, just backed out right away. I don't know.
I was telling Jay that when you guys lived in Middle Village, Queens, that was like my favorite because Jay lived down the street from you, then Lewis moved in and lived around the corner from you, and it just felt like everybody was in that neighborhood all the time.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, the best was Lewis walking the sport at 9 p.m. He walks, and this is fat Lewis, when he's bald, when half of his hair is grown out. He looks like a guy that just got asked to leave his house from his family. And he comes around the corner, it's like 9 p.m., and where it's like still light out, and for some reason, I've never seen my neighbors. Everybody's on the front porch. I mean, it's maybe 30 people are just standing, and then he just walks the corner, no shirt on and pants with Sport. Sport's still around.
Sport,
isn't he?
Sport is still around.
Yeah, he's still
Sport
alive.
is,
Dude, I remember when you had to hold James away from Sport. I remember when I was holding James as a baby, and you'd be like, hey, is Sport's like jumping up trying to nip him? And he's like, Sport, shut up! Yeah, I feel like I'm holding your kid, like I'm hiding it from the...
Dude, Lewis.
But, I mean, that neighborhood was the fucking best.
One of the barbecues we were having, we walked over to Lewis's. I don't know, people wanted to smoke pot or whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
We walked over, because right around the corner, and he said he had to let Sport out or whatever, and Sport comes and just dangerously hauls ass down the street, and just Lewis going, Sport, 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 and the dog's just gone. You don't see it anymore. And he goes, son of a bitch. And I go, Lewis, I don't think just screaming his name. You got to figure something out with this dog. Sport, Sport, and then Sport comes hauling ass back, and Lewis really has the goes, here it comes, see? He goes, he's fine. He goes, Sport, and the dog comes out and just rips right by him and goes the other way. All the he goes, God damn it, Sport, Sport. It was like 15 minutes of waiting for him to get this dog. I'm like, this dog doesn't want to be with you, man.
Yeah, Sport and Lewis really don't know each other. I mean, I've never seen a dog.
Different wavelengths.
Yeah, it is. Lewis has a dog. There's no training whatsoever.
I bet he would argue that.
Whatever Sports does that's correct, he's learned on his own as a dog. He's never even been taught it. He just had to learn it from other dogs.
He's like Jodie Foster and Nell. He was just raised with nothing.
I love where Lewis is at now. I really do, because I just remember Lewis just him and a dog living in a tile room. that Middle Village place was awful.
It looked like a full bathroom.
It's tile room.
Yeah, he goes, is this a fucking bathroom at Madison Square Garden or an apartment?
Is the shower head above your bed, or is it not above your head?
Do you shower in bed?
The Murphy bed. It goes up and you shower, you put it down, go to bed.
Have you ever taken a lay down shower? It's one of the greatest things in the world.
Dude, that was one of the worst feelings. Me and Nate had the same manager at one point.
Yeah, Steinberg.
And when you go to their apartment, one of them, they slept in a one-bedroom, not even a one-bedroom. It was a big studio with Murphy bed. Mm-hmm. It was fucking ridiculous. I mean, you realize you guys making phone calls to NBC or something for you?
They were not making phone calls to NBC.
Putting a Murphy bed up in they would try.
They called NBC the way we would have called NBC before we started comedy. Just dialing numbers. Hello, is this NBC?
I'm a comedian from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, Evan Steinberg. I'm Jewish. He'd always have a real cowboy hat.
They go, hold on real quick. Let me put you through to the line.
They were the best. I still Steinberg stories. I told you that he texted me a year after my Comedy Central special aired and told me he's about to get around to watching it. He hasn't watched it. It was literally the 1 year date. And he's like, I'm gonna get it soon. And he talks about you. And
a lot.
Kurt,
he gets crazy. He'll do crazy text binges with me, I think. Drinking.
He'll get drunk and just text you?
Yeah, one of the brothers, yeah.
They're great. They're the best, though.
Oh, they
as far as not the best. I mean, at one point, their comedy roster was Patrice Burr.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
Robbie Kelly.
You, Kurt,
when I moved here, everyone was on that roster. It was Dorfman and the Steinbergs had everybody.
It was like people that win the lottery and then lose it all. It was like that. You had the lottery.
I think Burr started the Exodus.
Yeah.
I came right when they left.
Me and Kurt went around the same. We took off about the same time, but that was tough. But they made for great stories, man. Evan Steinberg was that guy. To quote what someone said about me, which I like, is he never fakes the funk. Neil Brennan said that about me.
Yeah.
He goes, and Evan was Evan every time. We went to a meeting at MTV, and he had, the story that he was wearing, remember Rocky's sweatshirt? Yeah. In Rocky 1 when he trains, it had a hole in it?
Yeah, the gray loose neck?
Yes, but his had sleeves cut off. A sweatshirt with no sleeves with a t-shirt under it? Oh, dude, come on. Come on. That's real.
Yeah.
He had no sleeves on, but he had a long sleeve t-shirt under it, but there was a big hole in this sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a cowboy hat, and we go to... No cowboy hat. We're walking to MTV for a pitch meeting. And they go, so what's this show about? We talking about niceties are all around. And he goes, what's this show about? And I was like, well, and he puts his hand on me, and he has a cup with him, and he just goes, and he puts it in the middle of the table, and he goes, the show is basically based around Jay's personality. And I was like, everyone in the room was like, just looking at the cup. I'm like, yay!
So great.
Montreal New Faces, they went and we did it, and we go to the first show. So when you go to Montreal New Faces, it's you do 5-minute sets. You do 2 shows, one each night, right? So we go do the first one. They both come 5 minutes. They take a cab. You go to the hotel to drink. They wanted to pregame it. because it was so expensive in the hotel.
Just a manager being like, I'm going to pregame. You go, what are you going to do?
We got a cab back, and then the next night, I'm doing my other show. This is my big break to Macho New Fest. Only Evan comes. I asked Jason, I go, where's Jason at? He goes, he went on a blind date in another country, in Montreal, Canada, before Tinder. I don't know how you get set up on a blind date when your only client is doing New Faces, and you're like, I can't. I got to go to.
You know what? I got a response back from a classified ad I put in the Montreal Gazette. So I think I'm going to meet up for beers and bowling. It's this whole thing. I don't know. They do it up here. Good luck. Let me know if anyone from a big network talks to you.
And they didn't. And we went and talked to we talked to one guy for a few hours. And I was like, all right, we leave. I go, who is that guy? He goes, it's another manager buddy of mine. That's who we talked to?
Dude, I didn't know that. I've never heard that. That is so funny.
No, dude,
you leave and you go, that guy really liked me. You go, yeah. He works at Brillstein. You go,
they were my Conan, my second Conan. They told me the reason I got it on it, they were doing an audition at Eastville. And I told Evan and Jason, I want to try to do it again. They go, they like laughed at me.
Dude, I hosted
their own client. They were like, they laughed and they're like, you can't do it. It's too quick.
I hosted that audition.
Yeah. And then I got on it on my own. And I wasn't even going to let them find out. I was going to let them see me on Conan, and that's how they know.
Dude,
and
I remember that.
Evan came in. That was when Evan came in. Oh, that's the best. That's when Evan came in. He calls me and he goes, so you're doing a Conan audition? I was like, yeah, y'all told me I can't do it, so I'm just doing it on my own. And so Evan comes down. We're in the Eastville room. DePaulo's sitting at a bar talking to his buddy.
Yeah, DePaulo went late in the show.
Talking to his buddy. Evan goes up to him and starts talking to him. And then he goes, can't you see I'm talking to someone, you psycho? That's what he says to Evan. And I'm just there. And then I'm just looking at it. No one's in there.
Evan did get embarrassed, though, right?
Super embarrassed, and walks over to me and goes, pretty good crowd in there tonight, huh? Just like that didn't happen.
Oh, dude,
you psycho.
You psycho.
That is great. Wait, did he have Chappelle? That's a young Chappelle, very young Neil Brennan.
He used to work at Boston Comedy Club, Jason.
Oh, okay.
And
where's
then
Chappelle?
Right here.
Where?
Okay, I
didn't see him at the bottom.
Look at young Neil Brennan.
Yeah, no, he did. He had a hell of a roster at one point.
I mean, look at everybody.
If you find the peak roster, I think it was 2005.
They even had some like the best like urban circuit comics. Even where they were. They
Leslie Jones.
Donnell was with them forever. Donnell Rollins
still is. I think he still is.
Donnell Rollins is there. Shows you the most loyal human being that's ever walked the earth. Because it doesn't make. I mean, I don't really trash some management. Like Jason's great, you know.
Jason's still in management. I'm sure he does a good job for him. We wouldn't have him.
Spitting in a cup in a conference room is probably
when I left the funniest.
Evan, that's why.
Evan left to go become like a fucking medicine man
in Arizona,
in Tucson,
and he called me to tell me that I was making the wrong move
to
leave. To leave them because I was like, I'm going somebody's. I think you're making a huge mistake. He's like, you're going to be a masseuse in Arizona. He's like, but I have more time there to get on the phone. I don't understand why you're not getting out this. Yeah.
Did you go? You're going to be a fucking.
You're
masseuse?
Changing careers, and you're still. But just come with me to the massage place.
Once I'm certified as a hair care professional, I can call NBC about pilot season.
Look, man, all I gotta do is hang out till they send me the set of Cutco knives, and then I can make my own schedule.
Have you ever?
Don't you understand how this works?
Have you ever had a Spider Cove knife? They're unbelievable. They cut through almost anything.
Nate, well, I got you on the line. How do you feel? Have you ever wanted to cut a boot, tuna can, and tomato in half?
Hey, Nate, now I just found out they don't want you back at the festival. Number two, does Laura have a Kirby vacuum? Why don't you put her on the phone?
Because Evan comes over your house and goes, all right, now, Laura, you're going to see Nate sometimes will come in and track what? Mud on the floor. He's like, he throws on the floor. And then you're upset with him and you're waving your arms arguing. Now red wine's getting everywhere.
Stop. Hold on. Let me finish the demonstration.
Please stop ruining my carpet.
And my husband's career.
All right, bear with me now. Bear with me.
All right. So,
baby shit.
You guys are going to have a baby soon. And what do babies do?
Nate comes...
Shit.
He goes, Nate comes home late from drinking. Beer puke. Yeah, you just had a bag of that? He goes, I do.
He does it himself?
Yeah. He gives him a mouthful.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I can't do it when you look at me.
Stop it. You're crying. Your eyes are tearing. Oh, man, I can't find the button today. Son of a bitch.
This is my third demonstration of the day. I think I'm tapped.
I'm more of a manager than a performer, if you know what I mean. I'm doing my best. Nothing. Fuck, I ate so much this morning.
This is just bile.
He goes, now.
It's just, it's starting to burn.
He goes, wait. I don't think I even brought that vacuum with me today.
We got a Zantac? I'm going to jam out of here.
You know what? Tums will be on the fly. If you got Tums on the fly, we're good.
Do you have your own vacuum? Because I forgot the one I'm trying to... I just completely...
Oof, I feel real bad about this. Also, will you let your husband know? I'll get back to him about working comics.
Is your vacuum a wet dry vac? No, just regular old vacuum, huh? Man, I really probably could have sold this to you today, huh? If I had that here.
Damn.
Oh, anywho.
See ya.
I think they rent them over at Home Depot.
Yeah. He just gives up on the cell. That's how I think the phone calls would go. We would always hear that phone calls would be, they would have it like, I got an email from them once that it was like...
I think we have the same thing here.
They email you with, they were looking for Nate
So
Bargatze or they're looking for Big J or whatever. And so then you would see it. They would email the person back to say Nate could do it here. But also you should look at these other comedians. And you would see the email where you're like, dude, you can't... And he would be trying to put... And he would do it for everybody.
But even if it was something... It didn't wig me out. I didn't like it that he did it or anything, but it was something I couldn't do. The offer was coming in on. It was just basically saying, we'd like to see Jay for this thing or that thing. And under it would be like, I was like, oh, that's great. We'll tell them. But just so you know, also, we represent, and just be the rest of their client list. And they think it'd be good for like the
Copy and paste.
What is wrong with you? I'm like, send that after.
Yeah.
Why would you tag me in that somewhere?
Yeah, that's great. He goes,
yeah,
well,
Jay or anybody, I guess.
Goes, I'm not gonna lie. Jay can be real wishy-washy, but also here's everybody else I get money from. Here's every other person has to give me a cut of their commission.
Oh, that was such a weird thing. What a weird thing. Ken Trush to
I had
Ken Trush to
I had Soul Joel
as a manager.
As a manager?
Yeah, that was my first manager.
Come on, dude.
Nate and I talked. Nate talked me into it.
I think he's doing good things.
You know, it really worked out. What happened for
Soul Joel was your manager
for like 6 months.
I don't think I talked you into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hired just a dude once though.
That's what. I remember that dude. I remember that dude at Crash
Kurt
Mansion.
said he was awesome.
Yeah, I remember drinking at Crash Mansion with him.
Because Kurt said he was awesome. I go, is he managing you? He's like, no.
Dude,
Dude, he used to show up on set of Z-Rock every day with a new, just smoking hot chick who we'd say was his assistant and just holding like a briefcase and files of nothing.
That's so great.
He'd open the briefcase and there would be in the briefcase like one manila envelope file, and it would just open it. It was one slice of paper and that. It was like, you have to sign this for whatever. And it's like, okay. And like, snap the thing back up. He goes, anyway, this is Juanita. She's my assistant.
She'll be helping me around the office, do office
What was
stuff.
the other manager's name?
Office-y stuff.
There was another guy that was around for a long time. I can blank on his name.
Wayne Rader.
No, yeah. He lived in Queens. This guy, he managed like Brewer and stuff a long time ago.
The Rev?
No.
The Rev, Dave Ciancia?
I had him.
He lives in Queens?
Tony
Camacho.
Tony
he wasn't a
Camacho.
manager, though. He was a booker.
Oh, well, he managed me.
That was
This is where I found out that, I guess I didn't know. He told me my manager. I used to call his office, and he would always, his secretary would answer, and then I was like, is Tony there? And I swear I would be on hold for 5 minutes, and then he wouldn't be there. And then one day I go to his office. It's in his house. His secretary's his wife. Her desk touches his desk.
That's so great.
And then you're like, why? Who am I on hold with? Like, you're next to him. But I guess she had to go find him at the house.
She goes, Tony!
Oh, no.
I had one manager answer.
Yeah,
I had one manager that answered the phone in his voice, and I heard him go, hello. He's like, this office is. And I was like, this is Nate calling. And he goes, okay, hold on. And then he goes, all right, patches me through, and it's him again. And I'm like, you're like,
that was the whole time. Dude, Tony Camacho.
Dan Soder office. Hold on real quick.
He probably still owes me money, I think, for unpaid gigs. But he, man, one of the funniest things he ever did, fucking sent me, he used to send me out to this gig in, like, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Amish country.
I've done it.
Yeah, the Italian Villa East. Right? He would send you out to this gig, and the guy who ran that also ran the Punchline at one point in Pittsburgh, or the Funny Bone, and it was like, this is your way into that place.
Yeah, which is that used to be a thing, or like a lot. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
You do this weird little
but
place. It was a roadside motel Italian restaurant. You perform in the back. So I went to go. He calls me up. He goes, "Hey, they want you kind of last second. Would you do it this weekend to like headline?" He goes, "I think or middle or whatever." He goes, I think I can get you like $400 for it. He goes, would you do it for $400? I go, yeah, totally. $400. Like, I'll do it for sure. He goes, okay, hang on. I'm going to let him know. And then he goes, hang on. He goes, don't hang up. And I'm like, what? And then it comes back, and I hear ringing in his voice. He three-ways the guy with me, and the guy answers the phone, and he goes, yeah, Camacho, listen, I don't fucking know this guy from Adam. It seems like he sucks. Tell him $200 so he can suck my dick. And you hear Tony just go, yep. And just hung up the phone.
That's great.
Goes, all right.
And then he calls back, and he calls back a second later. He goes, Jay, sorry we got disconnected there. He goes, they're saying they only have like 200. Is that cool?
He goes, I talked to him. I actually really battled it out with him, and I found out his budget's only $200.
I think we're at a good negotiating spot. And
by the way,
he's at 150.
By the way,
and so I think we could go back at 2, and I could get it for 2.
He goes, I also want to say this guy is a fan. Like, he is a fan. He's doing this. He's taking this on the arm for you because he just likes your stuff.
He's really going the distance for you, particularly.
For you. He said, he brought it up because I'm just glad to get Big J down here.
It's all right. It passes what you got. Actually, I'm excited we have a guest coming. He probably has some good stories of the like.
Well, I mean, in Nate's defense, like, I remember talking to Nate about going with Soul Joel, and he's like, hey, man, he put me on a bunch of shows that I was just working.
At the time, it's a good thing.
It was great.
Oh,
At
Dan
the time
Soder, king of the Staten Island Latin food restaurants.
Oh, dude, I took so many hot
Dan,
ones in Pennsylvania, Staten Island, and Connecticut. I took a lot of them.
Have you ever set up the stage before you perform? Because that's what the gigs were. You have to go.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, dude, I did a fire hall once, and where they parked the engines. So it's in this huge thing, and then everybody on the show walks in with speakers.
Yeah,
you set it up. At first, I wasn't really setting up. I didn't know what was going on, and then I'm like thinking like those guys help him to do it, and then everybody's on the show. Matt Taylor was on the show. Remember Matt?
Yeah.
And Matt,
I thought he was just a light rig guy, but
turns out he does a pretty good SpongeBob.
I did a joke. What did I do? I did a joke. I had an old joke about Shakespeare, some dumb thing about Shakespeare, and the guy that booked it. This was another guy that booked a bunch of Gino gigs, like Gino would do all that. And after I do and he comes up to me afterwards, he goes, "So that Shakespeare joke works in the city?" He just has to be real serious.
That's so funny.
And he's like, "Poof, all right." And that was the last time I ever worked with him.
Yeah, that's what the beginning of comedy is, just a lot of driving to restaurants and just bombing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And just bombing. I used to thank God I drank. I don't know how I would have.
We used to be driving 2 hours to go to one that would say, like, the flyer would be like comedy show, but first big booty dance off, and something else, and like all these, and you're like, oh shit, dude, we're about to go eat dick in DC.
I was telling somebody recently. In fact, when I was working Zany's Nashville, about when we worked, I was telling Brian Bates about when we worked juniors last.
I just talked about it today
when we worked about it in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we did. I was opening for Nate, and it's
last week.
It's January.
Go ahead, sir.
It was January, and Nate and I are at Buffalo Wild Wings watching the NFL playoffs, and I'm like,
"What is a college commercial?"
Yeah, well, basically,
we might still be doing that now. I still do that now.
I'd absolutely do that now. But we were there, and we're like, "What's the late game?" And it's Erie, Pennsylvania, which is Steelers country, like thick Steelers country, and the late game was the Ravens Steelers playoff game on a Saturday,
so
and the show was sold out. Show was sold out because it was a office party. It was a late office party. So there was like 500 people there. So we show up. The bar, you can't move because everyone's watching the TVs. Showroom is half full. I'm lucky. I go up like at halftime, and so most of my set is like the people file in. They watch a little bit of it. Dude, I'll never forget, man. I had so much respect for Nate because Nate gets up there, and it was a game. It was like a close playoff game, and Nate's up there doing his jokes. He's like, "I come home." Ah! You just hear the fucking bar erupt. You're like, "Hey, Big Man just hit Plaxico Bar! Run! It was. I at one point was in the back of the room, like holding my mouth because it was like just crazy that that
guy was the guy that was yelling real loud.
Who, Dennis?
The
owner. The owner, I'm like, this is crazy. I feel bad for Nate that he's got to go through this. And I walk out of the bar, and the owner of the comedy club's like, "Ah!" Like watching the game. He's the one screaming that you hear. It was fucking great.
I did a show in Albany at a bar. It was a headline in a bar where they would not turn off the TVs, and they go, "Sports bar, man. People come in here to watch sports." And I go, "Why are you doing a comedy show in the back then?" I don't understand why you would do that. Why would you set those two things up at one? Although no one knows. One of the questions I was asked when I was on Mayhem Fest, the metal tour, was that one of the things I was asked to do, they were like, "Would you perform while the second stage is happening on top of the motocross ramp, about 20 yards off of you is a gate, and people will walk over to the gate and watch?" I go, no. He's asking me this. He goes, "Come with me." As we're walking up the motocross ramp, I was like, "I'm not. I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather you not pay me and we not do it before
People
I eat
have
dick."
no clue.
We're just stand on everyone. I said, "You're going to give a crazy post-apocalyptic speech I'm about to give." Can you dig it?
The oil is ours.
Let's take our first break. We have more guests going to be joining us here in a second. A really, really great show. We will be right back. We're hanging out with Nate Bargatze. It's the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Just knocked Dan out. You almost got it, buddy. It's very aggressive.
I was knocked out snoring. Straight arm.
Eyes open. Franken arms. Drag him out. Drag him out. It's the Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm Big J. Oakerson. That snoring son of a bitch is Dan Soder.
Solid logs, motherfuckers.
We're hanging out with Nate Bargatze in studio. And also, our second guest of 3 guests that are joining us today, the front man of living hardcore music legends, Hatebreed, everyone, Jamie Jasta is here.
You were going to come out of Mosh retirement right there.
Yeah, almost. I was feeling it. Would you believe, and you probably would if I say it, is that I've never been in a mosh pit in my life ever.
Never been properly moshed.
Well, you got to break your pit cherry soon then.
Is it weird? I love metal. I love metal shows. I don't get wanting to go in the mosh pit.
with you.
No. I'm so happy.
You weren't there.
What a great crossover story this is. This is one of the best
you'll
things
enjoy
ever.
this. Nate.
One of the best mosh pit stories.
Oh, this is a great one from last summer.
No.
Oh, God damn it.
This is
I thought we were going to talk about Wall of Death.
1983.
Wall of Death was pretty great, too. That's
Where
right.
Nate
Nate's always in the middle of something with not
This
knowing
scar on
what's
my
going
eye is from a Kid Rock mosh pit in like 1996.
That's just a Tennessee thing to say.
He goes, I went in there. He goes, Brooks and Dunn got fucking all muddied up. I went in
Mosh? What concert were you at?
You got to see the animals that show up to a Florida-Georgia line show.
You got to get it started, but they're doing it.
there. Brown Trucker Band.
We went to Stone Sour and Korn's Family Values years back.
Because you were working, well, you did when you were doing it.
No, it was before that. It was before everyone out with them. We just
So
went.
you got it.
We
That was
sold
the
as
day he
fans.
got it.
You brought Attell to this?
No, I brought Attell to Korn at Irving Plaza. Though.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty hilarious.
I remember that story.
That was pretty hilarious.
Great.
No, but Nate gets hammered off of course, these giant novelty beers they keep selling you.
And whose fault's that? Not mine.
No.
And my poor ex-wife, every time he's talking to her, he's just punching her way too hard in the shoulder. He's just going, Carla, hey. And she's finally going like, Nate's hurting my shoulder, but I don't know what to do. I go, he keeps going to me, he goes, come on, let's go in the mosh pit, stop being a pussy. I go, Nate, you don't want to go in the mosh pit, dude. It's crazy. Come on, man, let's go. And we go up to them. I take him up. I go, I'll take him up. Make sure no one, make sure I pull him out if something
like my
terrible's
dad.
happening. Yeah.
He goes, guys, it's like a water slide.
And your wife
I'll walk
and
him
my
up.
mom's going, no, and you're my dad going, no, let him see it. Let him see it.
She goes, Jay, he is a grown man. He's like, I'm going to walk him up. Let me make sure.
I walk him to the edge, and Nate just starts walking through it like Mr. Magoo. It's rainy. It's muddy. People, body, and it's on a hill. And Nate walks across the hill, and bodies are flying all around him.
That's
almost like a show when you see when they show somebody and like they see the world moving fast motion around them. Yeah, people are flying on, and Nate just is stumble walking through it, and he gets to the other side, and he just looks back like, eh? and then I look at him, I was like, come on, let's go. And he looks at a guy who's next to him, who's not in the mosh pit. Just gigantic. I mean, a mountain of muscle and tattoos, and he's just standing there on, bobbing his head on the outside of the mosh pit. And Nate looks at us and points at him and just shoves the guy. And the guy just goes and shoves Nate back, and Nate just falls back and looks at us with a thumbs up. He's like, eh? Basically like, did it. Took care of it.
Guys, I punched my card.
And then walks back through the mosh pit untouched again. And we go back to our seats. It was the most amazing.
I think they could tell innocence. They're
moshing. They go, watch that. Watch out for that.
They go, kid, walk through. Kid, walk through.
Guys, there's Nate and the Wall of Death.
Dude. Oh, is this the comedy Wall of Death?
Yeah.
I heard about this.
At Skankfest last year.
Yes.
Nate didn't know what a Wall of Death was, so he hung out in the middle.
Now.
And they just
I go, why is no one in the middle?
His walking through shit ended that day.
Pit tested, Mosh approved.
Yeah.
You did it. And you didn't pick on a smaller guy. You went for the bigger man.
Yeah, he did Jailhouse Rules.
Yeah.
He took down the biggest.
This one I did. Yeah. This one I stood in the middle.
Death, he ate the entire wall of death.
They met at me.
Yeah, he did not. Nate was the middle
You realize
line.
that this is when the wall of death jumped the shark.
Yeah, at a comedy festival.
I'll never do it again. Like I actually,
I was singing Limp Bizkit.
I had to sign paperwork at one of the Ozfests saying we couldn't do this.
Do a wall of death.
Yeah, like because we needed all sorts of insurance and all these like clear. Like Sharon Osbourne was like, you can't do this, and then Lamb of God got really popular doing it, and then I think she shut them down from doing it as well because if someone dies in that, and then the artist, God forbid, a court says the artist is now liable for calling it upon it.
Or if Ozzy stumbles into one,
right.
Ozzy just starts walking. He's like, "Sharon, everyone's perfectly."
And those artists would be Big J and Louis J. Gomez as the ones that made me do.
Your Honor, I'm asking for this case to be dismissed. On the grounds that, on the Mr. Magoo clause that Nate has protecting him.
I draw you back to the people versus Magoo. Now,
I was trying to stand in an open space. It was crowded, and I thought, well, look at this. Look at this. No one wants to sit up front.
You thought everyone respected you a lot?
You're like the guy that when there's a tsunami where you just walk out and you go, look at all these seashells just right on the floor. Oh, my God.
You voluntarily went in it, though. That's great.
Dude, he walked in the back to the point where I was watching from the side, and I just saw his hat, and I was like, is Nate in the middle? And I looked up, and he was like, nah.
See, my favorite thing about performing for the last 23 years, is seeing people who involuntarily get moshed, like either sucked into the circle pit or wander out, like while that's about to go down, like in Europe when there's 40,000 people there, and like...
Does that affect your performance when you're on stage and you watch someone just get fucking jacked that didn't mean to? Because there's no way that wouldn't be like, Aaron, oh my God, someone get her.
When you're opening for a band whose fans might not be the most receptive, there's these guys, I call them, on my podcast, I refer to them as the Impress Me Bros.
Yeah.
Like where they're like arms crossed and they're looking at you.
We have those at comedy clubs all the time.
Yeah, comedy Impress Me Bros are pretty much the same type of dude.
It's a good
or
word,
girl.
Man. Yeah.
Or non-binary, sorry. Yeah. And then, so these, like, this girl was, I think we were opening for, I want to say we were opening for Guar, and their audience is a pretty fun audience. I mean, they're great. I mean, they come and they're ready to party. But this girl was just like giving me this look, like, why is this guy yelling at me? And why do all these people like this guy? And then she kept looking at people like disgusted.
God damn, I've seen that so many times at comedy clubs.
That's real big at comedy.
Yes, and they're offended at people laughing at your jokes.
Why are you enjoying this?
Right. So we're just like we're going into this crushing part, and everybody's headbanging and singing every word passionately, and they're the one person who's looking at everybody else like, I don't understand it, I just don't get it. And then when they get moshed, or even better, when like a 400-pound guy stage dives or crowd surfs onto them, it's like instant justice and all is right in the world.
But it doesn't affect you performing?
No, I just get filled with joy.
Yeah, you smile a lot?
What we'll do is like we'll point people out and we'll whisper to each other like on stage. Like I'll point out bizarros.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of bizarro Big J's.
It's so funny you do that because I was saying this the other day. We do that all the time with our comics where we'd be like, hey, Pete, I had one of those, this guy went by the comedy club, what's up, Pete Davidson? Just looking like it wasn't Pete. You know, I mean, we do that all the time. That's crazy you guys do that.
There's like crowd members who was like, like say like someone looks like Max from Sepultura. I'll be like, there's Cavalier McJr. right there, and I'll whisper to the bass player, and he'll have to turn around to like not, be seen cracking up. But yeah, that's one of the best parts about when you're playing with a band whose fans might not be into you. And I'm sure you guys do it when you do like a comedy show where it's a different style of comedy, and the bill is mixed, where those people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. That's the best when they get moshed.
Well, Europe has those festivals. We were saying this the other day. We were watching a 5-Finger Death Punch clip at my house the other day at Reading Festival, and I said what's funny about the Reading Festival, like you could see almost any performer of any genre at the Reading. It's all day long. It'll be 5-Finger Death Punch into like,
Florence and the Machine.
Yeah, I mean like fucking into hip hop, like I think it's pretty awesome. I don't think the U.S. does enough of that.
We did it, and they came to us. We were going on right before Guns N' Roses, and they came, and we were on the tent stage. So like Queens of the Stone Age finished, then we started, and then Guns N' Roses was going to start, but he was late. This was a big thing before they got Slash and Duff and everybody back. He would be late, like hours and hours late.
Yeah.
And I guess, and this is what I was told. I actually had the promoter of a different big UK festival on my podcast to see if the story was real, but I guess he said I need a roasted lamb before I could play.
Hell yeah!
And they were
that's tender ass meat.
and they were like trying to find a lamb somewhere. They were going to all these stores, and they kept telling us,
"Slaughter it! Right, Axl Rose needs to go on stage."
Yeah, so they kept telling us, keep playing. And this is Reading and Leeds. It's not our main audience.
It's almost like a Bonnaroo, or it's like a mixed.
Right. And we did have a nice crowd in the tent, and they were receptive, like fists in the air, circle pitting, and they were into it. But how much can you, like, for us, we're good. We're like an hour is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sonic assault.
Yeah.
And so they kept saying, like, keep going. Axl's not here yet. And then the guitar tech would come to me, how long can you play? He's not here yet. So we finished, and then
what's the cook time on a roasted lamb?
Yeah.
I think.
He goes, listen. Turns out he actually wanted a mint. He wanted a mint brine on it.
Yeah, he wanted a jelly.
He wanted a mint jelly. He wants a mint jelly, dude. They're gonna go to a local bakery.
No, so we played like 90 minutes, and then there was still another 90 minutes until they started.
Oh.
And so I was like, I have to go into, we call it Gen Pop. Like when you go into the audience, I'm like, I have to go Gen Pop and watch like a fan and go into the crowd. And people were so fucking angry and started like throwing shit. And
were they like British angry, or they're like, I don't like that he's doing this?
No,
he makes me sit here all day. Did he do?
I don't like the fact that Axl Rose hasn't been out 90 minutes. I got to wake up tomorrow and shoe a bunch of horses.
I already finished 8 hot dogs. I did.
You ever notice I ran out of me ale? I don't know where Axl Rose is.
there was
I got a job in the morning. I did.
I wanted to show him me tits. This is all surf. It's all porn.
I just watched Peter Rabbit, and that's what and Peter Rabbit's that voice. And this is all Peter Rabbit in the crowd.
Yeah. It's all fucking street urchins.
Street urchins. Oh, I spent all me nickels to come here.
You know how many shekels I had to pay to be here this evening?
I bathed the King's Child and took all my payments to come see Queens of the...
I had to... I had to shut down the Sodery for this.
Yeah.
But here's how it goes: the anger changes as soon as do the Welcome to Jungle. How does it start? As soon the mood changes. Next thing you know, people are fucking. They're
gonna die.
And it's like, yes, they're so mad until
they go, oh wait, hold on, cut it off and start it again. He goes, I'll tell you right now, if I saw him, I'd rip out his spine through his anus. Oh, Axl!
I love you so much, my sweet Ray.
Son of a bitch showed up, he did.
Oh, I knew it. It's a Christmas miracle.
I knew he sure he would.
Oh, I knew it.
Did I then?
Did I tell you? Did I tell you when it started playing you'd be interested again?
Yeah? You love him, don't you? Don't you? Right on ya.
You owe me a pair of GNR knickers for this.
Yeah, dude, they change his man because that's like abusive. That's an abusive relationship. Axl Rose is abusing his audience. He's like, you make me wait for it. Now sit. Now I.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that kicked in, there was a guy who was so hammered, and where they have these like lines of these porta potties.
Yeah.
And it was by that time they were all overflown, and some of them they even have that like it's like a urinal wall. It's not even like a porta potty. It's just a wall with like a trough.
Yeah.
And they're lined up, and as soon as that kicked in, this dude there was this huge puddle, and he was so amped from Welcome to the Jungle. He just ran and dove. I mean, just splattered right in the puddle, and everybody's like, ah! And then they lifted him up and they carried him like a champion, like of some sort of sporting event. And I mean, dude,
that's so
amazing.
Great.
I like to pick up our piss puddle champ. Our piss puddle champ.
I like to picture you're still in the crowd and he just starts that music. You're like in the crowd, like you're trying to do your song, and then that starts. You're like, All right, I need to get out of here. If you could let me, I just want to get right through there real fast if I can squeeze through.
Excuse me,
They don't even give you no warning.
If I could just...
If I could just...
Those cans, it's I think it's Carling. Like, people were just, as soon as the intro started, like, simultaneous people are crushing cans of Carling on their head. I mean, the vibe changed from just pure hatred and anger towards Axl into elation and enthusiasm. It was amazing.
You still want to see, you want to be angry at the legend, then you guys got to love when it comes into your fucking face.
He's got to do a good show.
Axl Rose has, you saw him?
I saw him.
Okay, I saw him too recently.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great.
But it is funny that when he was on time, I think they started a little bit late.
They started early. No opening band.
Oh, you know what? Ours started, yeah. I think
because we thought we were like, we'll go late. Or not late, we were eating and like, we'll just go. But I mean, yeah, the people that are watching him now are like, dude, just do this stuff and let's get out of here.
I love his not give a shit about it though. He's just like, yeah, I'll go out when I go out.
See, this was before. It was before they got Slash and everybody back. But the guy he had the Slash hat, and I think people were none the wiser. Like I swear, because if you're all the way in the back,
there you go. I can just pretend it's Slash.
That Slash must have got a facelift. He did.
I don't remember him being a ginger. He got a ginger.
Got a bit taller and thinner, did he?
Oh, I don't know. That don't look like that. Oh,
I'm a black guy.
Must be all that rich living. It is.
Hey, what happened? Was that him?
Well, was it the 2010 festival?
Yes.
Yeah. So I found. Yeah, this is from that festival.
Now, what do you think of that hat? Is that wrong?
Oh, yeah, that's way wrong. That's false advertising. Yeah. That's false. That's the tag body spray to compete with Axe.
Also, his name is Gash, which I thought was weird.
Slash and Gash. He goes,
Are you ready? That's Gash, and that's Rough.
That's
Rough McCougan. and Pissy Stradmore.
I like it. It's just the same.
I don't know why we made Axl Rose English now, too. I talk where I'm at.
But what would you rather? Would you rather that guy or the Buckethead guy?
Buckethead. If it's not Slash, Buckethead, because I don't want to pretend.
Because then I can pretend it's Slash. You gotta go, that's Slash under the bucket. You know, like you were saying Slash under the bucket.
Yeah.
Does Slash and them have a conversation like, you can't wear my hat? He's like, I always wear this hat. And he's like, no, you don't. He goes, I've always worn this hat. Look at all my pic. Come to my house. I'm always in this hat.
Facebook, 2003. You're wearing a Paperboy hat.
Well, that was one day.
He goes, that was when I was in my slam dance band.
That was right when I changed over to this hat. That was the last day. He has to defend the hat like he's always, just act like you've always worn it.
I had Axl Rose notorious. I mean, that's one of the crazy. I love that documentary where they show. James Hetfield had his face burned off.
Dead Montreal.
Yeah, by a thing. And then they were like, wow, this is a crazy event. He goes, thank God Guns N' Roses is going to come out and blow the roof off. And 3 songs in, he's like, fuck this guy up front, tried to fight him. And called everyone a faggot and spiked the microphone down.
Somebody like, where's Metallica?
Oh, dude, I'm a Metallica fan. He's like,
Why can't you do it?
The one guy that he loves to watch got him.
Yeah.
The one guy was like, I don't get it. He's like, wait, hang on. So far, hang on. You don't get it? I'll be right there, motherfucker. And he fucking attacks him off stage, and then and then he spikes him and leaves, and there's a riot that tears the entire place apart.
I mean, Axl Rose now.
How'd the show go last night?
He goes, oh, yeah. Did you guys make it back from the hospital?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, we were at James at the hospital till pretty late. How did the rest of it go?
Yeah.
I just think the calm of backstages sometimes is so funny. Especially dressing rooms and all that stuff. It is funny to spike a microphone down in front of like however many thousands at Wembley, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But fuck all you. We played 3 songs and you could suck our dicks. Metallica's in the hospital. Bye.
Yeah.
And a riot happens, and somewhere still though in the cockles of that building, like he's just smoking a cigarette in the dressing room. He's like, he goes, to clear out yet? Like it's just quiet. He's like, no, I'm just listening to my iPod for a few.
That's when they would bring a comic out to go tell. If you were on that, if you were doing that tour, they'd be like, Jay, could you go tell them Metallica's in the hospital?
Jay, can you tell them there's no more show?
Hey guys,
but
Big
I know
Jay
what you mean.
here.
There's like this riot happening, and then backstage in just some fucking walled off room is just him smoking, going, "Hey, is the hotel kitchen stay open until midnight?"
He goes, should we grab something? I should grab something on the way. I'll grab something on the way. I think
does transport mind stop it on the way? Like, is there a Wendy's?
He's like, is this Montreal? Oh man, I like American food.
I can go for some poutine.
What is that exactly? Gravy fries? Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Oh, they're burning down the showroom.
No, it's lamb. It's lamb.
It's like, guys, is there any good lamb?
He goes, they're tearing the stadium apart. He goes, so we should like dip out the back, or
is there a south entrance?
Supposedly somebody said, just get him a pork chop, he won't know the difference or whatever. And then the tour manager was like, no, they've tried that before. Don't do that. he'll wait even longer.
Axl Rose is taking a bite and he goes, "This tastes like pork."
See, I've seen the mob mentality like firsthand, like, and I've actually had to go out in the audience and say, there was a tornado coming. I think we were playing in Indiana. So tornado coming, and I was like, look, everybody, you have to go underneath this pavilion or you have to go to your cars, but you cannot be here. And they turned on me. They're like, fuck you.
You don't want us to have fun.
Yeah, they're like, fuck you. I think it's probably on YouTube, but I'm like, do you want to die? And the whole audience is like, yeah. And they change, and they're like, this is no joke. Like, they're not fucking around, because that mob mentality, when you see it, this is what happens. Look at the...
And did you fight the tornado with that group?
He goes, do you guys want to watch me? He goes, do you guys want to watch me fight a tornado? Yes! More than anything. He goes, I guess I have to.
But see, when I went into the crowd at Reading, I thought that's what I was going to see. I thought he was there, maybe not going to play, and I was going to be able to witness it firsthand. It was getting there until Welcome to the Jungle, and then...
We got any storm chasers out there in the audience? I don't know. Sorry I was late. I was just watching Twister. Oh, I got a seismologist waiting in the back for this one. He's going to measure on the scale. Helen Hunt in a wife beater. Hotsy-totsy. Google Dolls is up next.
By the way, I was in Ottawa, I think it was Ottawa Blues Fest, and there was a major storm coming before the Black Keys came out, and everybody went, sorry everybody, the storm, we're gonna hold off on the Black Keys, and everybody went, okay. Left. Me and Ari stayed, and then 2 hours later, like, the storm went away, he goes, if you want, the Black Keys will still go on for everyone who's left. And they just did.
Really?
How many people were
great.
left?
That's awesome.
Did a lot of people
A couple thousand. It was like it was one of those few, but it was like not crazy. Not a lot.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, everybody. Martha down the street said you can go to her house if it's dangerous. Anyways, Black Keys are here. They're going to play a couple songs. Okay, bye.
But no one even complained. They go, oh, that's understandable. I wouldn't want them to get shocked or nothing.
I don't want you to have a tough weekend. I'll go. Sorry.
Refunds. No, we're good.
No,
Let's take our second break here. I know you got.
Keep it. Give it to the band, okay?
They're working so hard.
I know Nate has to go.
Oh, cool, Nate.
He's running that set because he's doing Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon tomorrow.
And then if you're in the New York, if you're in the New York City area, go check out Nate headlining Caroline's Thursday through Sunday. Go get tickets at natebargatze.com. One of the best comics working, one of our best friends.
At this point, do you do the thing where you, did you have Caroline's and you're like, well, I'm going to New York, I might as well just do a Tonight Show real quick?
Well, book. I started thinking that they do it because they think, well, he's already going to be here. And like then I said they don't have to, like all that stuff is like, just tag it on with that. It was very convenient. I mean, it does work out good, though.
No, it's fantastic. I'm proud of you, buddy.
We'll check it out. Jamie Josta hanging out. We got another guest coming in.
Absolutely.
We got a fucking great show today.
Yeah.
Evan Steinberg.
I'm practicing Nate guest. I'm trying to do Nate guest hosting the Tonight Show. We got a great show tonight. More guests.
Our guest said he wouldn't come on until we get him roasted lamb.
You know what? Until you said it was a real thing, the whole conversation, I thought that was like a metaphor.
Example?
I thought it was a metaphor of something until you were. That I just learned maybe 2 minutes ago. It was literally lamb.
Oh, with the pork, when Jamie said the pork chop thing?
I was going on in that conversation, and I was in a different room than you guys were in. I was not.
That's over country talk for like underage Thai girls or something.
I thought like you were the lamb. Like he wanted you, like the band in front of him, to be the roasted lamb.
Hey, when I called Nate, I talked to Nate tomorrow. He goes, "Hey, when did they start calling heroin lamb?"
I gotta get my vernacular straight if I'm gonna stay relevant.
I don't know if I'll ever get it.
Nate Bargatze, thanks for coming in, dude. We always
love
having you.
We'll be right back with Jamie Josta here on the Bonfire.
Fucking A right.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, yeah. Hatebreed music all day.
You're getting there. You're going to come out of pit retirement. Or no, you've never been in a pit, so you're going to break your mosh pit chair.
I'm doing everything. I did Molly the other day for the first time. I'm 40.
Jesus.
Growing up. You're growing up.
How horrible did you feel the next day?
I got a real problem now.
Yeah, he's just been dry fucking everything.
That voice, of course, is the lead singer of Hatebreed, Jamie Josta, also sitting in the studio with us on the Bonfire. One of the funniest people in the world. Absolutely Everybody, Dave Attell joins the bonfire.
Yes.
Dave Attell.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Dave Attell going to be at Governor's in Long Island this Friday and Saturday. Go get tickets at daveattell.com.
I'm going to be in an emotional mosh pit.
Are you?
Yeah.
Just slamming against emotions like sadness.
Because I grew up there. I'll be going up against my younger self.
Dave Attell.
All my dreams.
Oh, my God. How many conversations are you going to not want to have? That you're
I
gonna
know,
have to have
right?
this weekend. It's going to be a lot.
Guys, I always like coming to the bonfire, and I always bear a gift, and this would be some Easter eggs in honor of our Savior.
Jesus!
Is Nate still here?
No.
Okay, then just some chocolate. Okay, I had a big homily pair.
I want to touch your Jesus eggs.
Long Island's tough. I know going Philly is always very tough for me too because
Yeah, Denver's-
my mom's always like, "Is 10 tickets too much?" You're like, "Jesus, fuck, Mom."
The worst
There's
is-
so many.
Do you remember Rhonda?
Oh yeah, always that.
The worst
She
is
loves you.
watching. You're doing a bit, and then you just look in the crowd, and you're like, "How do I know that? Oh my God, I know that. That's my friend's mom."
Because you guys are young, you're still getting the actual people there. Wait till you get the excuses for not coming. I wanted to go, but I had to bring my son up to a work camp. You see, he has some problems.
It's a new
and
thing.
we put him in a special school.
What he has
He
to do
likes
is-
fire.
Yeah, he tried to burn the house down, so now he has to go to a military camp.
But yeah, that's what
How many eggs
happens.
you put in your mouth? Dan? You're chewing
They're good,
tobacco
aren't
over
they?
there. You gumming it?
Are you taking the wrapper off with your tongue?
Hell yeah!
A Tijuana hello? Come on, we're all rogue, guys. Come on.
right? Huh?
Am I right? I want to take this call just because I just love the description of it. It's Chrissy in Long Island who Black Lou describes as drunk girl mumbling, asking questions.
Dave Attell, can you be your translator?
Sounds
She's definitely going to be at the show.
Guess the booze.
You going to be at Governor's this week, Chrissy?
Yeah, I don't know. Where's that? What?
There you go.
Long Island.
Come on. You know what? I just kind of got back into a little bit of reality, so
Oh.
I'm usually creepy, but this just feels like Norman Bates creepy now. But
I mean, I don't even know if you're having a conversation with us or another radio show. Are you on
Seemed
the
mumbling
phone?
to me.
Are you on the phone with a different radio show in your other ear? There you go. Snap back to reality. Up there goes gravity. Up there goes gravity. So, are you losing yourself in the moment?
I'm a Bahama Mama. Is that the phrase that pays? Every hour on the
She
hour,
goes-
you guys give away 2 ticks?
Hey, Scott and the Oink.
Hey, what's it? Hey, Fartbox and Beret in the mornings.
Come on, Chrissy. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow.
Eminem, fucking. All right.
What, Chrissy?
Dropping
What?
an F-bomb.
Go ahead, Chrissy.
Baby, what?
That's
Baby,
not how
calm
you
down.
Tell us
YouTube
about the
sensation
last
talks.
mosh pit you were in.
So my fucking brother is ruining my life, but I secretly want to know this too.
And what's his name? Scotch?
My brother, like, this, I don't know, like, you know, it was like restraining orders, whatever.
Against your brother?
Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
What did he do?
No,
That's the line draw?
She goes, I can bring up my restraining orders. You can't talk about
Wait,
them.
someone has a restraining order on you?
yeah, I'm on like every, well, yeah, I'm on restraining orders. No, I'm not really. Anyway, speaking of something, yeah, I am this fucking weird. But,
I don't think you're weird as much as you're just not making any sense.
Are you drunk?
I kind of didn't drink for a long time. In the last 3 days, I got a little twisted.
Oh, sick. What happened?
3-day bender.
Is it the trade war? Is that what it is?
Was it Black
Do
Panther
you work
finally
in
got bumped?
soybeans or pork?
Did you have heavy steak and Canadian aluminum?
Are you celebrating because Black Panther just got bumped from #1?
Really?
No.
No.
Did you watch Wild Wild Country?
Oh, I'm halfway through it. Don't say shit. I love it so much.
There's a trade war going on out there, baby.
No.
Why'd you start drinking again, Chrissy?
Because I wanted to get drunk.
Hell yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
come on.
That's
Jay.
fair
I
enough.
wanted to get twisted and I didn't have anything to do. So
Yeah.
Why'd you stop originally? Restraining orders.
Yeah. Leak
No,
out.
that doesn't stop me. That's fun.
Hell yeah.
But no, I don't know.
Chrissy, how old are you? And let me ask you, have you thought about entering the We're Trying to Get Jacob Laid contest?
Well,
It's not a no, Jacob.
contest, first of all. So
It's what?
listen, Technically, I'm disabled because I'm drunk, so you're making fun of a retarded person, which
That's okay. No, look that up. That is all. No statute against that. We can giggle
I don't know.
all we
I don't
want.
know what kind of alley lawyer you've been conferring with, but I don't believe that's law.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
As long as you're not pregnant.
Yeah.
Are you pregnant?
Well, is it a baby or is it not a baby?
Are you saying you're fat?
She's really doing a Dudley Moore Arthur laugh after everything. She goes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm having a problem, I'd say I'm having a drink.
She's a sophisticated drinker, I think.
Wait,
She's an LIRR.
She's got old Prospect Miner drunk laugh.
She's not a she's not a Long Island Railroad brown bagger, heading home.
Oh, I fucking hate Long Island, man. I'm getting out of here.
She's getting out of Strong Island. Heading to Staten Island.
Where in Long Island do you dance?
I don't because, actually, my neighbor owns a strip club, and he said, as is, and I, looked pretty fucking shitty. He was like, no, as is, you know what it takes.
If you were a dancer, what would your name be? Talkenstein?
Slammy. Something that
This is the kind of...
So distracted.
I know. What's her name again?
Chrissy.
I've seen Chrissy before. I haven't met her, but I've seen her type slowing down a drive-thru at a Taco Bell. Her and her friends laughing it up at us lonely, hungry people.
Yeah.
Wait.
She's doing her Dudley Moore laughs. I said quesadilla, I didn't say loaded burrito. I said mild, not fire sauce.
Cheesy gordita, am I right?
If I wanted the fire sauce, I'd contact my arsonist brother.
filibuster, man. Fucking filibuster. First of all, I do that alone. I don't have any friends.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Jesus H.
No.
Why don't
Well, you're hot enough to be a stripper. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
You're hot enough to be a stripper, and you seem...
Like, fucking, you know the crop of girls that are out there on dope? They're like pretty young girls. I'm not going to make, $10?
Well, why don't you start doing dope?
No, I'm just saying. Well, you believe it or not, I actually am in, whatever.
What? Don't say the N-word.
No, I was worse.
It's worse?
No word, I think she said.
I thought she
Word
said
to your
worse.
mother.
I go, don't say the N-word. She goes,
She was
no,
done rapping.
Worse.
Word.
Mexicans.
I am against them.
I like her. Long Island is known for we're power drinkers out there. That's what we do.
Hell yeah. What part of Long Island you from?
Suffolk County.
Just some shithole parts I'm trying to fucking get out, but I
Is that all on the sign? Welcome to some fucking shit.
I'm from East Egg.
Come back.
I go, is that a hamlet? Is that a town or a
What
hamlet?
route? What route are you near? Do you see the beverage barn? Pull over at the shoe outlet.
Can you smell water? Can you smell water?
Has Billy Joel ever sung about your town?
Nah, scratch that. We know that's a yes. So,
Were things better when fishing? Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I want to know what the restraining orders are for.
No, there are none. I'm just kidding because I'm an asshole and I'm annoying.
She's a drama.
What were you going to say you are? You said, I'm actually a...
No, I was going to say, I was going to jump, well, I shouldn't say, too much, because,
Are you being traced? Put the tinfoil hat on your head.
Yeah, hey,
No, I'm like a therapist, and it freaks people out. They're like, what? No,
you're a therapist? Wait, you're a therapist?
Yeah.
Physical therapist, right?
Dude, how hilarious would it be if your therapist called you hammered and she goes, hey, I just think your problems with your mom are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's a lot of problems.
Fucking call each other and say sorry, you dumb twats.
Oh my god, you heard your parents fucking once. Get over it, you baby.
Yeah, you were beat, now you beat your kids. What happens?
It's a cycle. Watch Lion King. What?
Like, you fuck.
Huh?
What type of therapist are you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to say
Alcohol abuse. Alcohol abuse counselor.
a PG-13 therapist. Dropping the F-bomb like that.
I feel like it's like you're gonna guess, and it's like, well, I've worked in Max. No, it's somewhere. I shouldn't say where my new job is gonna be.
Can we do
TJ Maxx?
Can we do 20 questions to guess who
Are
you
you a
are?
Maxinista?
If you can guess,
Are you Black Lou's wife?
whose wife?
Nothing.
What were
Did I
you going
go
to say
loud?
about the filibuster? She
was trying
said
to-
something about that.
But she used the word filibuster?
Yeah, sounded like it.
All right, Chrissy, you
Yeah.
got to give us a clue of who you are. Or we're going to hang up on you. You're a therapist in Long
I'm
Island.
Chrissy. No, I'm not a therapist. I'm Chrissy. Fucking decided to lose my mind for a week, but I have
Yeah.
a question.
Your question is?
Okay, whatever.
What's your question? What's your question?
My brother's making me ask this fucking asshole. I kind of want to know too. He said that he read somewhere, which is probably a fucking liar, that Jasta said something about what's that fucking lamb fucking guy, you know, as I lay dying, tried to kill his wife for $1,000 guy, gonna go on tour.
Oh, fucking, As I Lay Dying.
Yeah. So, like, we want to know, like, is that happening or is there, like, appearances? Because I would really like to be there for that.
Jamie, would you like
You know Jamie Johnson has his
so
the
you were
court
on a
schedule?
3-day bender. Hold on. This is okay. I'm sorry that this is
The other shit I gotta do, man.
Please don't. I love all of this.
okay.
Thank you for all of this.
Anyways.
Thank you for this angel that you've brought into my life.
Okay.
Come on,
I don't think they're going to tour just yet. But you would go see it. So this brings up a deeper question because I was just talking about this, like with Ted Nugent. I love Stranglehold. I love some of these songs. I don't want to go see Ted Nugent. I don't want to support him. Because I just think he's like just whack, right?
Yeah.
But I love those songs, right?
Yeah.
So this guy he hired someone to kill his wife. I sang on his album, he sang on my album. He had adopted kids.
Did you meet the wife?
I think I met the wife years ago.
Okay.
They were essentially they were like Christian
Yes,
sort of
he's
metal.
a big Christian rocker.
But like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Christian metal.
And so he shows, we're playing San Diego House of Blues. He says, I'm coming down. I'm bringing my girlfriend and her friend. So he shows up. He's all like roided out. He's got strippers with him. He's drinking.
Oh man, he looks cool as shit.
And I'm like, whoa, what is going on, bro? And he's obviously, you know, he was having issues. He was probably on a bender like Chrissy is right now. But
Chrissy, don't kill your significant
but we
other.
never thought, you know, he would. I mean, roids and booze and drugs make people crazy, right?
Yeah.
We never thought he was gonna do something that crazy, like hire someone to kill his wife.
So he Dappolito'd.
And so he's convicted. He did his time. He's out. And
Really?
And now, I think the way that people love like the villain.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge thing, right? Like people just love the villain, like the most.
I'm a wrestling fan.
Right.
The heel is the bigger draw.
No, he tried to kill. He tried to actually have. Her
No,
killed.
but see, this is the thing. People can't separate it now.
Jay, she can kick out.
Like what's the guy? Like what's the guy who like beat up Rihanna? Like his whole tour sold out. Like
Chris
people,
Brown. Cool.
right? Like those like
his dick pic came out very quickly after, and that guy's got a hog.
well.
Chris Brown, boy, oh boy.
I hate to. That's
Does that affect tours tickets? But so now I think if he was to do a tour, it probably would be big because people love
Curiosity too.
like just. I mean, they're writing this guy fucking fan mail, the kid that shot up the school. They're sending him nudes and
the Parkland shooter is getting fan mail.
That's the guy?
You think it's going to be a darker bunch?
not to compare what he did with that guy.
Of course,
I'm just saying.
But
I like a guy who's already dressed for prison. He's in the yard.
I'm good.
Throw another brick on that bar.
So I had a guy on my podcast, Howard Jones, from another popular band, Killswitch Engage. He used to be in Killswitch Engage. Now he's in his own band, Light the Torch. And I said, would you take the tour? Because Light the Torch, they would be like in a support slot.
Okay.
So say Kevin Hart tries to kill his wife. He does 4 years. He's coming out. You know they're going to do big venues.
Yeah.
Do you take the tour, Dan?
Wow. Tough
Dave,
question.
do you take the tour?
I lost the whole thing with the Chris Brown. I like how that was the asterisk.
Do you open for Kevin Hart if the only rule is you have to dance your way to the microphone?
That answer is yes.
Will you go with Kevin Hart and pick up his laundry?
I would say, I mean, that's a tough situation because, like, do I need the money? Do I want to be associated with that? That's like a hard thing to go.
Well, just think about it from a merch standpoint. Like, if you
yes, now we're talking.
Like,
go ahead.
Okay, so like
Yes.
I do it like by the head count. Like if you're doing an arena and there's 8,000 people there, I know when we play, even if it's not our audience, I know I can do $10 a head or $20 a head or more. I look at it like that. Even when I do my little sideshows.
Yeah.
If like Anthrax and Killswitch called, they're playing stage AE. That's 4,000 seats.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, all right, I could probably do $2 to $3 a head since I'm the opening act.
Yeah.
The first of 4. I do it like that. Like, what if you had a special coming out on Netflix?
Dude,
or
you hit the sweet spot with me with all that merch. That's great that you can say $10 a head just looking out at them.
Yeah. Like, what do you go out to your merch after your gigs?
I used to try and sell so much merch, and that's like in comedy. There's like the guys who can sell it and the guys who can't sell it, and then there's that in between thing where you're like, maybe I should bring some merch, but then you have to fly home with all of it. I'm sure. Have you ever had that experience?
Yep.
Yeah. Walk of shame, I call it. That's
Dave, how long did you sell merch for?
2 or 3 years, I'd say. Like I would try and do it consistently, and some of the merch was not that good.
Yeah.
But now when you think about like Louis Katz, who I'll be with at Governor's, he always sells merch, and we like do like a thing on stage. Like I buy his merch, and we have a good time. We give it out to the crowd. Like we do like a little presentation, but at the end of the day, people really just want to meet you, so that's why they do it. Like when I tour with Jeff Ross, I'm like, dude, we should be like signing stuff for these people and all that kind of thing. But as you get older, you're like, no one's going to buy anything. But then at the day, you realize that even if it was like one every 5th person, it's still worth it.
Well, and also if you came out with like a vinyl, like limited edition color of one of your specials, like on vinyl, and you were there, I would definitely want you to sign it and take a picture with you. Like, I loved that when I was a kid, listening to those comedy albums.
That's for the super
putting
fan,
it on.
yeah.
Right, like, and I look at it like that, like it's an opportunity to get your stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I said I wouldn't do the tour, just based off of not being able to separate the artist from the
situation.
From the situation.
And you don't know if he's going to jump back on roids and booze.
But he paid his debt to society. And he's asked for forgiveness. And
remorseful of the situation, like now that he's of sober mind or whatever happened, like has he expressed like this was a terrible, terrible thing I tried to do?
Right. And I've known people, I've had depression, alcoholism, suicide in my family, and I've known people who've done really fucked up shit to actual family members who they were just a different person. It was like the drugs took over. They were like a demon, and now they're not like that. So there is I guess a way to be rehabilitated and change. But.
Well, I think this is all good stuff. We're getting it out there, but not to bring it back to merch, but
So when are we gonna get? I was
going to tell you. I was going to say the guy who sells the merch, your merch guy, is so important, and I need one. And I think I found one, and it would be that Chrissy.
Chrissy,
who just called in.
Yes,
Chrissy,
she's both a therapist and available.
No, when I'm at my best,
You're perfect for selling merch.
Yeah, just like
being a therapist, it was like, you look sad. It looks like you need a T-shirt.
Oh, you need a Dave Attell magnet.
Can we talk about your merch spread?
Yeah.
So what was the spread like? You had your live DVD.
Well, when I did Dave's Old Porn, which Jay will tell you was the vintage, thing, and too bad it's not going now. Although it is now streaming overseas everywhere. It's happening. But we were selling the shirts, the hats, and then of course, erotic panties, because it was erotic, which no one bought. So it's weird. It's weird when you go into that one closet in your house and there's like 150 panties with Dave's Old Porn written on it. It's like weird.
Yeah, if anyone wants your closet,
with the cleaning woman already.
Yeah, she's like, are you trying
merch? Merch.
She's like, are you trying to start a slutty army? Are you just trying to get everybody to wear?
I always think it's weird when people sell merch as
I'm
a
selling
comic.
them as monkey diapers. Sorry.
When people sell merch like after a comedy show, that's like. You can see they wrote a joke.
Oh, dude, that's
for
my
merch. You know what I mean?
I like
favorite.
That. I know you hate it,
somewhere in the
like
thing where it's like, the punchline of a joke is like, no, that's my grandma. And then 45 minutes later, they go, anyway, so after the show, I'm selling That's My Grandma shirts.
Dude, the best one
and you're
is,
like, oh, go fuck yourself.
The best one is when you know it's coming, where they're like, and then I look over and I go, more like brownies over cake. Guys, it's a cake brownies thing. We'll be selling these after the show. Enjoy Dan Soder. I got to get out of here.
I've never said no.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've never said no.
You don't have any of your stuff available like on vinyl right now? Like currently?
No. My stuff isn't vinyl. You really think it's because I've had people approach me for like vinyl, and I was like, that'd be really funny to go through someone's vinyl albums like Dylan.
They go,
who's this guy?
This Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and then Skanks for the memory.
But I guess vinyl is the old new thing to do, right?
I would think so.
Dude,
I mean,
if you did a Skanks for the memory memories.
The sound
vinyl
is way
press,
better, though.
I would fucking.
Do you do significant numbers with Hatebreed on vinyl?
Yeah, they
it's
actually,
a big deal.
for this last album, we did picture discs and like a gatefold, and vinyl is selling just as many physical copies as CDs in some cases. Like, I think this new Jack White, I want to say he shipped like 40 or 50,000 vinyls, and then I think he did like 120,000 records first week. So like, people are buying physical product for certain bands and certain artists.
Yeah.
But with comedy, I just remember that, like with Eddie Murphy albums and other comics albums, because I'm 40, so I remember that. But I guess for new kids that just got a turntable, like at whatever, Urban Outfitters, I would totally see them buying your guys' stuff.
I think comedy would do all right on vinyl. I think it does, even when people do release them. I know Aziz has released stuff like that before, and Hedberg. But I think the thing about, and I think particularly metal music too, sound quality is like so important as far as sharpness, if you want to hear any kind of like nuance to it or anything. So I think it's like, I think if people are buying the vinyl and metal, I think it's generally for the novelty of owning the piece than listening to it.
Do you know Dan out of Minneapolis? He's like the big vinyl guy in comedy.
Yeah.
And he really is always, I could say, like, he was like at the forefront of this whole like put it on vinyl. There's definitely like a fan base for that, and that's I think that's so cool. But for me, I never think myself's like actually worth buying, my actual stand-up, but I like the regular merch more, which is like, tell everybody how important it is, especially to like a band on the way up, to sell that merch. That's like their money. Because the tour is not making money yet, right? They probably owe money to whoever it is, the label, whoever fronted the money. So any money they're actually making is all on merch.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of tours out there now that are in that $12 to $15 to $18 ticket range, where on a $12 to $18 ticket, you're not making anything after you've paid the opening bands, the bus or the van or. And
what size venue are you talking about?
Well, there's a band we were up against a tour while we were in Providence on Friday. We were up against a tour that was nearby, and I remember the promoters and some of the agents were saying, well, aren't you worried about this show? And I'm like, well, that's a $12 ticket. So like, those people, they're not coming to a $30 or $35 Hatebreed show. So we're not technically losing anyone. They were never going to come. But those bands that are at that ticket price level, they absolutely need to sell the shirts. But then the venues take a cut of the merch.
I know, 30%.
Yeah,
do they really?
Yeah.
And they sometimes have their guy, which is definitely the cousin of a cousin of a cousin who works at the casino. It's like, oh, sure, well, don't worry, we'll have Ed there, and he's like sleeping.
Yeah, they're like, give me a 2X. He's like, huh? Give me a 2X, huh? And there's 50 people in line.
I want to take our last break of the show, and when we come back, we should talk about, speaking of, when we went to see in concert Corey Feldman.
I bought the merch.
All of his merch.
I bought it. Yeah. I couldn't. I was like, man, Well, I should have brought it in with it.
Corey's got a whole bunch of new weird shit going on, so we'll talk about that when we come back to ride the show. We're hanging out. Dave Attell, Jamie Josta. This is the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Yeah, we're back. Chrissy, you still there?
Obviously.
That's a drop.
Chrissy, you are as diehard as they come.
Not that that's it. Not that I'm done. My presence is here, but don't let me get in.
It's like Krista Bale. Oh, good for you. Good for you.
When you first called in, I was like, I guarantee this is going to be one of my people.
You knew it?
And I was like, that's
why we're playing Hatebreed all day for you, dude. Bring him out. She goes, and I knew I'd call her with a good question.
Jamie, this is Chrissy. I sold you benzos in Nassau Coliseum parking lot once. You don't fucking remember that?
A lot of metal fans speak like when they're out of breath. Like we were signing with the guy from Pantera, the singer, and he had another band, and this guy saw us like we were signing all in this row, and he was at the top of the hill at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Pavilion, and he runs down. He sees us signing. It says, like FYE, meet the bands. He runs down, and he's coming down, and he's like, they're like, dude, you can't cut the line. He's like, but I gotta meet Phil from.
Dude, that's great. Winded metal fan.
Yeah. So now the devil is. So we referred from then on. Pantera was always referred to as.
Jamie Jostler joining us all day on the show. We'll be at Liberty Sail. Oh, Willie Bell Cruise. I can't read. I gotta get my.
Yeah, they're letting us play a boat.
Are they?
April 25th.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I played a boat with Jamie and Hatebreed, and one of the coolest things fucking ever was we hit crazy rough waters during their show, and they just kept playing, and it was on the deck with the pool. And a bunch of people in the pool, and I'm telling you, the pool is like the water's like raging, and they just keep playing. It was one of the coolest scenes ever. Yeah,
we had a circle pit in the pool.
You mean to tell me not one of those bands had a song called "Rough Waters"?
Come on, Liberty
1, 2, 3, Rough Water.
Liberty Bell Cruise with Hatebreed is on April 25th. You can get your tickets at rocksoff.com, and then after that, Hatebreed will be on tour. So go get tickets and see tour dates at hatebreedvip.com. Dave Attell, of course, joining us. He's going to be at Governor's in Long Island Friday and Saturday. And just Friday and Saturday. For tickets, go to davidattell.com. I was like, Sunday? Big J, this is not happening. You didn't even tell us about this. It's released. I mean, I know you filmed
on YouTube today. It came out
YouTube,
on YouTube today.
Big J's story on
Great
This
timing.
Is Not Happening premieres. His episode premieres Friday, April 6th on Comedy Central, but the uncensored version is available now on YouTube, so go make sure you check it out.
Absolutely. Dan Soder going to be at Helium in Buffalo Thursday, April 5th through Saturday, April 7th. At the end of April, you can catch him at the Rhode Island Comedy Connection in Cabot Comedy, Massachusetts. Get tickets for that and all Dan's shows at dansoder.com. And I found out today the pre-sale is indeed for Skankfest. Sold out.
There
Christine?
it is.
How great is that?
That's really, really
I hope
awesome.
to be a big part of it this year.
You're going to go in the wall of death.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm in.
We're going to walk
I
right
don't even know
through
what it means, but I'm in.
He's going to shake hands with Nate
comedy
right in the
mosh
Now,
Jump in
Jamie,
the
I don't want
shirt.
to make you feel small in the world of music, but fellow musician, rock god, Corey Feldman.
Probably your idol. You probably learned how to sing by watching him.
Oh, I did an event with him.
Did you really?
Hey, every show he does is an event. All right, please, Jamie.
Oh, shit. Chrissy, buckle up. What
We
happened?
signed at a horror convention,
Uh-huh.
and I set up like a booth for all my stuff, podcast merch and everything, and band merch and stuff. And I had Mike V, the skater, and Randy from Lamb of God signing with me. And we were going in. They said Roddy Piper says he wants to meet you guys. So we were like, "Are you kidding me? Oh my!" We were freaking out. So we tried to get our composure, and while we're waiting in the door to go in, we heard this guy talking, and he's like, "Look, they gotta pay. It's it's $80 a photo, and everybody's gotta pay."
That's
And we're
his voice.
And we look, and we're like, "This sounds like familiar," and I look, and there he is,
Corey.
No exceptions, not even that wheelchair kid.
Yeah.
I tell you this, the weirder they make me feel, the more they pay.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable touching this thing. 100.
So we set up. We didn't set up near the movie people.
Yeah.
We set up in the Gen Pop area.
Yeah.
So and our thing was you just come by our booth and we'll just sign stuff and take photos, and if anybody who buys something from the booth, you're first in line.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's free. And but I think he was high on something.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a nice enough guy. But that's the thing, with those signings is people will try to go in there and I think haggle with people. If you have no line, because there was people that I was like, "Oh my God, it's so and so," and it's depressing because there's no line.
Yeah.
That's great.
But then there's somebody you never heard, like the guy from Silent Hill, and I don't even know what that is.
That
and
guy, yes, I know what you're talking about.
His line is bananas, and I'm like, "What is that?" And then people are like, "Oh, you never saw it? It's on the CW, right?" Whatever.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
I was in the Lost Boys.
He goes, and I want to make sure that you charge to.
I don't know how much it was. I don't want to say $80. It might have been like $20.
Can I?
Is this Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Well, my friend used to work at a horror convention, and she told me that The Walking Dead is the biggest thing. So this really throws it in your face when you don't sell any merch. They go "Oh, what's his name from The Walking Dead was here," and the line was so long, he stayed to sign everybody's thing, and he missed his flight the next day, for hours. Imagine that calling in. "I'm sorry, I'm so popular, I can't fly out. Sorry,
Delta,
United.
Can you move me? I'm a preferred Miles." Yeah, that's this is
we went to go see him live. We had a blast.
It was a
3
fun time.
hours he put us through.
Hey, you know what, though? As
He
a fellow
played
straight
3
edger, I
hours.
appreciated every hour. Every costume change. Every angel.
Every angel got her own little time there.
That was really good. I like the winger. Here, she was the ringer angel.
Oh, she was great.
She
yeah.
left the band shortly thereafter.
They just
What
brought,
is it? Is it
She
covers?
is awesome. They brought her out just to
It's original.
take it up a notch.
You don't know his original work? Oh, she was amazing. This is to get herself some actual work. Well, Corey Feldman is going through a whole new drama between all of his weird dancing and not Michael Jackson-inspired moves and dress. He apparently claims he was stabbed last week in the stomach. All the reports where he went to the hospital, there was no
Wait, hold on.
wound.
Did she just pop up?
She said in the dick.
Is she still
Where?
on the
Stabbed
phone?
in the dick.
You got stabbed in the dick?
Is Chrissy just listening to the show now?
I just sent a picture of myself giving you the finger on Instagram.
You
What?
I just sent a picture of myself giving you the finger on Instagram.
To who? The
On
Bonfire?
our Instagram? We
Yeah.
all want to see
Dan wants to see if she's
what
hot.
Chrissy looks like.
Yeah. Wait, did you send it to the Bonfire? Who'd you send it to?
Yeah. I messaged Jamie.
Oh, you messaged Jamie.
Direct message?
That was you. I messaged you guys
Creepy.
too. I gave you the finger.
Giving us all the finger. I'm going to find it. Do we have it up?
I just sent it. Don't.
Man, typical drunk girl just completely
Yeah.
derails the conversation.
Yeah, really
We're not always
She really
I know.
just heckled this whole thing we were talking. So Corey Feldman got
Chrissy, you better be hot after I'm looking all this up.
he got attacked. He said that he hit a security team that was distracted. Then a man opened his driver's side door and stabbed him.
Yeah.
Then he went to the hospital and they said there's no stab wound.
Wow.
But then he said that
Well,
it
that's
was,
all the claim. We should
that
say
was
that.
the-
That's
yeah,
the-
Is that
that
like
was the
another
point.
power of his, like Wolverine? He can heal so quickly?
That's exactly what he said. Yeah, he's a fucking animanium. He's like, dip me in metal.
He's like, hurry to the hospital. They won't believe me. I'm going to heal.
I'll heal before I get there.
But if they want anything signed, it's $80.
They take a
Don't throw
picture.
out that gauze pad. I'm going to sell
He goes,
it.
I need you to sign this waiver before you get medical treatment. He goes, that's going to be about $80.
So he came out with a video. He's putting together a documentary because he said he was stabbed by a needle, and he tweeted out or he Instagrammed a picture of the needle wound. And there's been guesses from our fans that, I mean, Jay,
Yeah,
you know the theory
well,
more than I do.
What people are saying is, I didn't even think about this because then it came back like maybe it was a needle he was hit with or something. I think he's saying that, and he said stabbed, but it's still a weird way to put it. And then when they say it's nothing, now he's saying it was a needle, and people are guessing like, oh, this is going to be his thing to say he was attacked. It's going to come out why he has HIV.
Oh,
and I don't know if that's true or not, but I was like, oh, when someone said it, I was like, oh, that's a pretty that's a long, weird route to go on.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was heading that direction.
Good theory, though.
And then this video comes out, and now it's the only thing I think.
So he released
especially
because
he gives. Did you hear? Now you watched this, Dan, as I did.
I watched the video.
Did you hear what he says about it could have helped him at the hospital?
But he didn't want to.
Yeah. We'll play that. So this is. Do you have it, Christine? Up. You done jilling off to his fucking performance?
that's him.
Yeah, he's all wacky.
It's Corey Feldman. I'm coming to you with a brand new video. I didn't plan on making another one of these videos, and I was quite frankly hoping I wouldn't have to.
But I have AIDS.
I really thought that's where it was going.
Ended, 3 months ago. And once it ended, I figured I would be done with this, and all of this harassment, the targeted harassment, would stop. But it hasn't stopped. In fact, it's intensified. This group of people has been taunting and terrorizing us on a daily basis.
My favorite.
They call themselves the Wolf Pack.
Guys, how are we going to give it to him today?
I mean, to live your life is
what's going
is
on
delusional as like
guys. I didn't want to tell you this, Dave Attell, and especially you, Jamie. For the past 6 months, I've been terrorized by the Beehive. They call themselves that. They say they're going to sting me. They'll call my phone and just go buzz, buzz, buzz.
They refer to themselves only as the faction.
He's very presidential, though. I like his style.
But isn't that like how?
It's a smart armchair.
How much drama can you put in your life? I mean, this guy's got to be in some movies again soon because this is dramatic.
Great, so play it.
They go by. I only know them as they go by the name of the Wolf Pack.
You'll know them by this symbol.
If you get offered the opening slot
for Corey Feldman, take it all day, every day. Take it for no money.
I was going to say, is he canceling his summer tour?
Yeah.
What is this about?
I don't know. Well, let's see. So he keeps going.
How many of those angel wings do I get to keep on my belt?
I don't know. I'm going to wear them like a knee necklace.
Making these scandalous, sensational, lying videos about me, about my wife, and about the whole situation. And not only that, it's not just the videos.
Jump to 3:45. Jump to 3 minutes and 45 seconds in, because that's where it really starts getting good.
Just for Men needs to cut this guy
wait, go
a check.
before. This is where he's showing the documents. Right there.
There's no way we could have those results.
Wait, back
because
up.
they
I
don't
want you to see when it
set-
pulls in for the tight shot. That was what made me laugh in
Right
the
there.
store.
But it does exist, and I want you all to know that. So I've brought forth this paperwork. Now, I want you to understand something. There's something called the HIPAA regulations. The HIPAA regulations basically state...
Hold on.
I don't think he's saying it right.
He really is like a bad version of Marissa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny, where he's trying to defend himself in court and he doesn't know what he's saying. He goes, now, as the plaintiff, I'm sorry, sir, you're the defendant. Right. I'm the defendant. Got it.
The with positive traction steering, you're not going to be able to leave that kind of a time.
I say it's habeas corpus. We put the system on trial.
He really thinks people are going to sit through 10 minutes of this?
Oh, we did.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, you're talking to a lot of people. This is kind of how we make our money.
Oh, this is my ringtone, and this is my ring back tone when you call me, and you have to listen to all 10 minutes before I answer.
Hey, Jay, he's got a picture of Chrissy.
They're like, hey, enjoy this. What's that? That's Chrissy? Oh, nice.
Wait, I didn't get to see it. Are we just going to look at this one guy's phone?
Yeah, dude. Old school, Dave.
You can't picture it with Corey? She seems like a nice person.
Shout out to Chrissy.
I like how she's driving.
Just don't drive. Just don't drive. Yeah.
The one thing she shouldn't be doing.
Christy, she does as she pleases.
All right, let's get back to here's a tight shot, Corey Felddog.
Facility is allowed to show my medical results to the media, to any request from any personal person.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. They're not allowed to. It's illegal. So, first of all, anybody that's claiming that they've got results back and that I'm good to go and I'm safe is a lie. Okay, they can't do that. And it can't be in the police report either, because the specific things that I was tested for that we're most concerned with, such as if a disease was put into my body or some kind of poison, those things don't even show up for anywhere from 2 to 5 months in your body. Okay? So there's no way we could have those results.
It sounds...
Can I say he does sound and look sober?
Yeah. No, he does.
With that last shot, I was like, whoa, wait a second. This is like, he could be sober and serious about it.
No, he's very serious about it.
No, I thought he was sober, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's sober.
Well, there's a lot of claims that say no.
Yeah, but...
Okay.
Poisons that we're most worried about if I was injected.
Now, a lot of people don't know that most poison comes from the icacam tree from South America. Now, some tribes believe that the Incans used to use it as a form to stun buffalo.
Me and the Angels will be airdropping into Peru to find the antidote.
I'm going to go on a Oaxaca. I'm going to go on a ayahuasca trip. Yeah, I couldn't even think of it. Come on, Dan. Get your shit together, Dan. Get it
This is how you make your money.
Come on, you son of a bitch. You're going to put a cigarette out of my dick,
You should have hit the intro to Welcome to the Jungle right there.
Get it.
I'm going on an ayahuasca.
They did.
Turns out I'm a 13th century merchant.
Untraceable and irreversible. We'll get more into that in a minute. But for now, I wanted to show you the exact...
We're going to watch this whole thing here?
You can skip over this as well.
Is that the golf hat? Is that the tight light? What is the golf company? Is that the golf hat?
Titleist? No, it's Faith. I always think it's Titleist tattoo.
Because he does look like the shittiest golfer. Go to there. There you go. This is where it gets great.
I don't have HIV in my system at this time. But again, those results would take 6 months to show up. So they gave me some medicine to prevent the HIV from ever starting. But it would make me sick for a month, so I chose not to take that medicine.
That seems pretty suspicious. If you got attacked with a needle and they were like, you're going to feel shitty for a month, but you definitely won't get HIV, if that's what was in that needle, you just take it.
Yeah.
It seems like a no-brainer. Yeah. So he's telling you he made a choice to not take it. Seems like he's prepping you for an announcement.
Wait a second. So there's like a HIV morning after pill?
Yeah, a B plan. A plan B.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can get a CVS.
That's amazing.
You get CVS or any participating Walgreens.
You go, hey, I'm pretty sure I did some drugs with some suspect people last night. They were Neil drugs. You guys got that HIV plan B? It's called Avert.
Wow.
Emergency HIV treatment.
Sick.
PEP. Fact sheet.
Sorry. I was looking for this.
They gave me ever.
Did you do a giant
chocolate coin?
Yeah.
I bet that is melted. That's been melted and reshaped so many times.
Sorry. Back to the,
Why do you carry around a giant chocolate golden coin?
No, I've been cleaning out my apartment.
Oh, that's funny. I love it.
Apartment's filled with giant chocolate coins.
I don't want to slow down this. Go ahead. This joke bag.
I mean, that's really what he is.
And Dave, I'll let you know. We are going to get a phone call from Jacob later saying, Dave was right. That thing stunk. And then he's going to
I thought it was about the concert. I didn't know that he had, whatchamacallit. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Does he?
He does. He's a vlogger.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, no.
He's constantly. He's asking people for money. He asked for $10 million. He asked for $10 million to make a documentary about his life.
That's where it gets good. So if you could go forward to about
I thought
5
he had
minutes.
a lot of money from all those Lost Boy money. No?
Wouldn't you think?
Dude, he throws Corey Haim under the bus right here perfectly.
Oh.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Watch.
Wait. Hold on.
Even Dave had a line on that.
Yes. Do you remember during the concert we did the tribute to him?
Yeah.
3 songs in, and then he did 2 more hours, and then he did another tribute later on.
He did 2 tributes.
My brother. I've been to Soder's that were shorter. Anybody? Jews? Sorry. It's a Jewish meal.
Information gathered with information that I've been collecting for about 6 months now to prove the collusion between 30 or 40 people who have created a conspiracy calling themselves the Wolfpack and terrorizing my family on a daily basis. And it's not just my family they're terrorizing. They're also terrorizing my fans, my supporters, people like yourselves.
Well, I'm good.
Pause it, Christine.
I'm good. Actually, Corey, I got to step in here. I've been fine. No Wolfpack.
I think that's what's so fucking hilarious about it is like, if there's any semblance of he's gotten something like this in his life is true, whoever wrote that was like, what should we sign this with? He's like, dude, call us the Wolfpack.
Wow.
Like we're some sort of a syndicate.
That's a good name, though.
The Wolfpack. He goes, Rory, why would anyone believe we're a Wolfpack? Just 2 bored guys in Des Moines.
Hey, Wolfpack. Yeah, no, just sign it. Send it.
Corey goes, I knew it. It's all connected. What you don't know is that this all connects itself. That's what he says literally next. Watch.
What does he say about Corey Haim?
Here it comes.
Because you've had to open the door and have a surprise of somebody showing up at your doorstep, picking up the phone and having somebody call you in your real phone number. I mean, this has been happening across the board. And I've gotten reports that people have been sent to the hospital also in other places.
I mean, what does that even mean? I've heard reports of people being sent to the hospital in other places. He's just saying words now. He's like Chrissy.
Well, like other
HIV
people
out there.
Yes.
Like other people who tried to out the Wolfpack for their devious schemes.
I think that's what he's trying to get to, but what he makes it sound like is just people are going to the hospital. People go to the hospital every day. Did you guys know that? It's a conspiracy.
It's a false flag operation.
Yeah. That's what we call it. Standard operating procedure. Hit play, Christine.
Serious situation that's affecting many people. These people are relentless. They will stop at nothing. I've had to hire lawyers. I've gone to the hospital. I've had 2 attacks on my life in the past 6 months, whether they're related or not. We don't know that they're related. There is a very good chance that what happened was a random event and some gang members just tried to stab me for no reason.
I love that.
But there's also a very good chance that this was a coordinated attempt. We won't know until we get those perpetrators under arrest. And I'm hoping that happens very soon and these people can be brought to justice and we can question them and find out exactly
All rise, people versus the Wolfpack.
And waterboard them.
What angel do you think is running the teleprompter in the back?
He goes slower.
Slower. Perpetrators. Come on, move it, Tiffany.
Jennifer.
Where's the Corey Haim bus?
It's right up here after he says all this perpetrator stuff on why they're coming after him.
Is it when they pull out and show the wife too?
It's right before it, right here.
But in the meantime, I'm putting all this information together and I'm documenting it all and I'm putting it into a succinct operation, some type of documentary movie or something like that, so I can show everybody, including the legal system, including all of you, the facts of how it went all down, and so that you can hear for the first time the full truth about how my best friend was raped.
I mean, just
because let me tell you, it's all connected.
It's all, that's what he says. It's all connected.
That's the Corey
By
Haim.
who?
I don't know, but he always just brings up that Corey was raped. He always brings up that Corey Haim nonstop. Yeah,
I mean, if you want to narrow it down to a 7-minute clip, the movie they made about their lives is just a gay porn about Corey Haim getting plowed out by everyone who high-fived him.
The other night, I just watched Demolition High with Corey Haim.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this? It's like a bootleg Red Dawn, where the terrorists like take over the high school.
Yeah.
Alan Thicke is in the movie.
Yes.
Is
Right.
it the night Alan Thicke?
What's that?
Think of the night's Alan Thicke?
Yes. So what if they killed Alan too? Think about
blurred
this.
lines.
This conspiracy could go deeper and wider than we even know.
Chrissy, grab your red string. We have to make a panic room.
Chrissy, do you think it was Kirk Cameron the entire time? Growing pains.
No, but I think that Wolfpack means little girls, and I can't die, and
you can't die?
Do you think Jeremy...
Are you okay? Or are you opening a can of Pringles? What's going on out there?
I can never
Sorry for funning it up.
die.
Back to your tapes.
She goes, here's a couple of things. Wolfpack are women. I can't die. I'm impenetrable by bullets. Also, I can't swim.
When can I schedule a therapy appointment?
Chrissy?
on the 25th, I'll see you there.
On the boat?
Yeah.
You're going to be on the boat?
Yeah.
You guys are both talking about Roadhead, right?
Oh, no. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the line. Sorry, Chris.
All right, Chrissy. Well, thank you for calling in. You are...
if you guys would like to see Chrissy, she'll be fighting her brother's girlfriend in a parking lot of an IGA.
Go to a local court in Long Island. You might see her show up tomorrow.
She'll be biting the cheek off customer service at a Waldbaum's.
Wouldn't that be funny if he had a business card, Corey, and it's like... child actor / musician / shaman / vindicator of justice /
bringer of justice,
inventor.
How are you? I'm Corey Feldman, cold case detective. What I do is I go back in time to right wrongs.
I use my vampire abilities.
Are you the landscaper? Wait, are you Corey Feldman? He goes, I know, I wear a lot of hats.
I'm a Renaissance man. I believe in doing a little bit of everything.
Dave Attell, Jamie Jester, thank you so much for hanging out with us,
guys,
man.
thanks for having me.
Check out Dave Attell this weekend.
Yes, Governors
weekend
with
at Governors.
Louis Katz, who
it was absolutely
awesome,
hilarious.
very funny.
Friend
And
of
Nate
ours.
was in, right? Nate Bargatze?
Nate Bargatze on the Tonight Show.
Caroline's. Tonight Show tomorrow on Caroline's
Oh, that
all
should be
week.
great.
Jamie Jost is going to be on a boat with Chrissy.
Jamie, good seeing you again, man.
You too, Dave.
And then hatebreedvip.com for upcoming tour dates to go see Hatebreed live. Nashville, go see Big J. Then see us in Austin, Texas at Moon Tower 420. We'll see y'all.
Oh, that should be a great show.
At the Moon Tower.
See you at the Moon Tower, y'all. And then, Dan, where are you this weekend?
I'm at
buddy?
Buffalo Helium.
Goddamn right, you're going to be out
Anchor
there.
Bar, TNT.
Smelling all that General Mills burn off.
Fucking A, I love cereal.
DanSoder.com for all of his dates. Everybody, Skankfest pre-sale sold out. Thank you so much. I'm heading over to Legion of Skanks now with Mr. Josta.
That's fun.
How about that? We'll catch you guys. Enjoy the Lost Tapes tomorrow. We'll catch you guys live on Monday. Till then, crackle, crackle.